today we have like a very, very special topic and special guest, Kirill. Probably some of you already know Kirill, but from our previous lives. But today is very, very special because Kirill did like massive research on BetterMe web funnels and BetterMe ads campaign. He analyzed 75,000 of BetterMe ads. Wow, it's huge, it's impressive. Hi, Kirill. Thank you for
Hi,
joining us today. Yeah,
hi Andrew. Yeah, thanks for hosting this webinar. So,
yeah. Can you please like introduce yourself a little bit and what you're doing now and about your like our web funnel course and so on?
yeah, so while we are waiting for everyone, let me start with some introduction. So, again, I'm Kirill. So, currently, I'm the founder of Webfunnels Club, and you are my co founder at Webfunnels Club as well. So, uh, I will explain later what is it. But actually, I'm expert in paid ads, in mobile marketing and web funnels, advising different startups and companies on paid marketing and web onboardings. But I think my recent experience is more relevant. I scaled Zin Coach, was responsible for user acquisition and growth for web funnels, and scaled it from almost zero to few millions of revenue per month. And yeah, so Webfunnels Club, actually, it's educational project on web onboardings. We brought to the market the first ever course and live masterminds on web funnels. Uh, so what is it? Actually, we are helping different segments of mobile developers. First one is those who want to launch and scale the web funnel. So we provide everything for them, from like systematic approach and all necessary elements from paid ads, onboardings, monetization, paywalls, refunds, and so on, like theoretical knowledge and live masterminds, which are also very useful for some for companies who already have existing funnel and want to scale, because on these live webinars and live masterminds we are just exchanging our experience on different topics from paid ads to onboardings, and like learning from other companies in the group. So yeah, uh,
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, it's like it's kind of like unique framework how to launch and how to scale your web funnels.
yeah,
And I know Kirill as a probably a number one expert who dig into deeply into like data and he can demonstrate right now how he analyze the data, how with his approach, with deep analyzing like the public data and like extract insightful like just takeaways from that. It's very
yeah,
impressive.
yeah. So I love research. So, and I hate promotion part. So let's move to the main topic of today's webinar. So
Okay, so yeah, let's start with methodology, and I think that a lot of guys just curious how does it work? How can you get this like so many ads and extract the data from that and learn all the stuff and
yeah,
yeah. And
yeah,
guys, if you have just to mention, yeah, if you have any questions, you can drop them off in the chat and we will cover them on the go. So you don't need to like to wait for a Q&A. Just leave your questions in the chat and we answer them.
yeah.
Yeah,
Good point.
go ahead.
Because we have a lot of different topics and data, so better to discuss everything in live than to wait until Q&A. So just not to be the mono speaker here. So yeah, some people ask me about how I extracted this data. Actually, it's very interesting how much data are available in the internet, so you don't need some insider to get insights. You can extract it from public or free data, and I will explain how I processed what data I processed to get these insights, which I will present today. So actually, if you go to let's start with ad creatives. So there are public ad libraries, there are spy services, so you can find a lot of ads. And for example, if you go to Meta Ads Library and search for BetterMe, each ad has an URL, and in URL there is some like similar template and pattern how BetterMe name and pass different parameters to the URL. So if we extract all ads from libraries or spy services, then we can analyze these URLs and get a lot of data because there is a template, so we can get the domain name, flow ID, localization, naming of the campaign, naming of creative, and then we can split it into different parameters and process and analyze. So it is the main idea which I implemented here. But what's available for to get information on creatives? Actually, the free source is Facebook Ads Library, and it's enough. But you can also search in spy services, for example, Tiver or at Heart. So I used the spy service to extract all this data, which much easier, and it stored data of some old ads. So it's much easier to extract everything, not only some active ads, like in Facebook Ads Library. So, for example, in Tiver, how it looks like, you can use some search based on URL. So you can use the part of the text, and for BetterMe, they have similar pattern. And if you search for page generated, you will find all the domains, funnels, and creatives because the URL looks like that. There is this part, first page generated. So I used this part of the URL to get all ads. And then, yes, I just extracted it from Spy Services and its library. Currently, there is some like AI, so you can wipe code everything to extract and to process on some Python or SQL to process and analyze this data. And it is what I've done. So for Tiger, because I used it most part of the time, there is special discount if you want to test.
Yeah, it's great offer. Yeah, so
Yes.
you found that found the exact marketing campaigns in its library, understand the pattern of the URL, and then search by the exact parameters in Tiger
Yeah.
and etc. Okay.
Yeah. And I took all ads for last 90 days. So I've done it like a few weeks ago, and it was around 75,000 ads. So I just extracted it using AI and some scripting to big that database. So split it everything into different parameters like flow ID, domain, flow name, and so on. So we have a lot of different parameters because each creative has like UTM campaign with exact naming and UTM content with also some exact naming. And yes, so I processed it, split it into different attributes, and then analyzed by each attribute to extract some insights from it. So it's there is no data on impressions or volume. So there is data on reach for some ads if they run on European Union, because in Facebook ads library, it's like they provide this data for ads which are targeted European Union countries. So there is some data on reach if it was some traffic in Europe, but there is no data on revenue or marketing spend. But number of unique creatives is very good proxy metric to assess and estimate volumes. I cross-checked it, for example, for these campaigns, for these ads in European countries, and there is a very strong correlation between reach and number of unique creatives count. So all reports which I will present today, they're based on a number of unique creatives. And I use it like a proxy metric to understand volume or marketing spend. It's not 100 precise. It's just a proxy and estimate, but it allows us to understand some trends, dynamics, proportions. It's more than enough.
Yeah, so you know that here that there is no like official tools or spy services that can provide you like precise data on revenue or volumes that run in some campaigns and companies. So, but you can use this public data as a proxy metrics that correlates with trends, with the dynamics and volumes. Yeah, it's a great approach to do that, and yeah.
So let's go to some like results and insights. So we'll not look over this big database.
It's impressive. Yeah,
Yeah, I
it's
will
just
just
huge.
present some results after research and analysis. So I would love to start with number like with funnels, because from this data you can get a lot of different data on funnels, on localizations, on creatives, and so on. So let's start with like
One question,
yeah.
Kirill, that Olga asks, how exactly do you estimate spend based on impressions, benchmark numbers, etc.? What's
Oh, it's
that?
difficult. So I did not estimate the spend. So there is some like unofficial data on the market from some like insiders. But I don't want to speculate on that. We know that BetterMe is big player on the market. It's like pioneer, one of pioneers in web onboardings, and they spent a lot. They have many funnels, many localizations, many creatives. So it's difficult to estimate. It's definitely something from hundreds of millions of dollars in revenue and annual revenue to almost 1 billion. But I'm not sure exactly.
Yeah. And my approach to that to estimate the like roughly estimate the revenue that can get they can generate from web funnels is to estimate the traffic volume. And if you get the traffic volume and you understand what's the like RPU of one of the user, usually it's $1 on $1.50. You can estimate roughly the revenue. But the thing is that you don't need the exact numbers. By the way, just you just need to understand where the main traffic is going, yeah, and what funnels are main for them, and you can get inspired for them or learn it for your purposes. And yeah, you
Yeah.
just need to understand where is the big volumes, yeah, and where is the trends and which of the funnels are actual and like active in terms of marketing.
Yeah, so exact number is not like actionable data. So it does not matter if it's 100 million or 1 billion. So anyway, it's big amount of
Yeah,
marketing spend, and then we should analyze some dynamics, trends,
yeah.
mechanics, and so on.
Let's cover quickly, very quickly, one more question. What AI tools you have used to extract this huge amount of
So I
data?
just use cursor, and that's it. It's enough.
Hmm?
Some cursor to and some manual operations. So something I just extracted manually using like developer console and so on, and then cursor to script in Python or in SQL.
Okay,
And that's it.
cool. Okay, let's jump into insights and what we learned.
Yeah, so let's start with funnels because it's most interesting how many different funnels they have and what are their top funnels, what are their growing funnels. So actually, I processed everything into like big funnel groups, because for each funnel they have many variations and adaptations, and there are 12 funnels, and the top one is calisthenics, wall pilates, fasting, chair yoga, and mental health. And number, again, in terms of number of unique creatives. So there is also some dynamics, because I parsed last 90 days, so you can have a look at the trend. So there is a big spike in January because of Q5 and the season, and now you can compare March to February to check what is growing. So the top fastest growing funnels are mental health, 200% growth on monthly, calisthenics, meal plan, and somatic. So
So calisthenics is like the
number one, yeah.
number one. Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah,
But
it was a
calisthenics
trend.
is not just one funnel; it's many funnels.
Yeah. I mean that the topic, yeah, with vertical that. Yeah, it's great. Yeah, I saw that it's Pilates because I saw many funnels, Pilates funnels, but calisthenics is the number one. It's interesting.
It's similar, so it's number one in terms of these unique
Oh yeah.
creatives. But again,
hmm
if we understand some restrictions and limitations of this approach, I would say that they are more or less similar. We don't know what like geography they're targeting, and so on and so on and so on. So probably in terms of marketing spend, it's not number one, but it's definitely one of the biggest funnel.
Yeah, it's impressive. By the way, the BetterMe approach to cover all health and fitness topics with like specific vertical specific topics and
Yeah,
cover the whole 360 topics related to health and fitness.
yeah, and even not
Yeah,
health and fitness, and even not fitness. So there is also mental health, but there's
yeah. It's
also, for
health.
example, personal style, which is like AI
Yeah,
stylist. So
yeah,
not only
massive.
fitness.
Yeah.
And let me show another example, because yeah, I would like to highlight that it's not just one funnel. It's not 12 funnels. It's much more, because each topic includes many experiments and specific adaptation for angle, for gender, for ethnicity, for example. So, for example, if you take wall Pilates, there are many funnels. Yeah, there are two main ones, but many others. And just to have a look, there is Pilates, just a standard universal female funnel, female for 40 years old. So here is the first step with targeting, and the first option starts with 40 years old. There is the same for males. There is female 40 years old, but 3D instead of realistic illustrations, and so on. There are many different variations with colors, because testing a lot. There is universal funnel with male and female, so many different iterations, but among them there are some like major ones. And if you look at all funnels, it's something like that. So it's, I don't know how many funnels here, like 50 in total. It's Pilates, calisthenics, and everything. There are some like personal style, there are some mental health, and so on.
So
So
each topic like calisthenic, Pilates, mental health has their own variations and a huge amount of variations depending on like segments of users. Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
and it looks like there are some like segments, and also many experiments when they just iterate colors or faces. For example, there is wall Pilates with some Asian girls, definitely for targeting on some
yeah.
Asian countries, and so on.
So yeah, for our attendees, it's like it's probably the first learning here is to not just like uh, do the same as a better me, but probably the main takeaway here is to create different funnels for different segments of users. Yeah, And for different topics, for example, if you work with health and fitness, you can just define some segments of like verticals and different segments of users within these verticals, and create like tailored flow with creatives and funnels, web onboardings for them. And Elliot asks, is it always quiz, or they have landing pages too, like web to app?
I'm not sure. I haven't seen landing pages, mostly quiz, but again, I parsed all this data based on some URL parse. I assume that if they have not a quiz, it's different URL. So probably I just haven't seen it. But occasionally I have not seen landing pages.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, so let's go further. And the next interesting insight, what I tried to reveal, is their geographic strategy. So in the URL, you have the code of the localization, and you can again analyze by number of unique creatives, top chart by localization. So 58% of creatives running traffic to English funnels. The rest is distributed among different locales. The Spanish is the number 2, French, Dutch, Portugal. Interesting that there are some Eastern European countries like Polish or Czech. And for example, there is Japanese, which is 3% of the creatives. There is also Arabic, Hebrew, and so on. And you can, for example, why it's interesting, because you can understand how much additional revenue you can get if you go to new localizations and countries. Usually it's less than 5% from each localization. So Spanish language provides you unlocks for you a lot of countries from Spain to Latin America, and it is 4%. The same with French. There is a France and some other countries in Africa and Canada, for example. But it's usually additional 3 to 5% of revenue. And the main market is USA, tier 1, with UK, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, and just worldwide, but targeting English speakers.
Okay, great. Christian.
So let's go further. Then I was curious about how the acquisition strategy is structured, because again we have this ETM campaign name, which is very structured, and you can extract a lot of data from that, including targeting, bidding, and so on. And there is a fun page, there is a pixel. So let me show some insights. The first one is split by creatives type. There is a video and image, so you can compare how many creatives of each type they run for each funnel. And video is the main format for many funnels, but there are some specific categories where still images, static image ads are working pretty well, like fasting or meal plan or mental health, for example, and personal style as well. It's around
Interesting.
50-50.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah.
So it's very important to diversify and have different formats, and it depends on the vertical. Sometimes video performs better, sometimes images are performing better.
Yeah, so it's really important to test a lot of approaches. Yeah, a lot of formats.
Yeah.
To find your format for your niche.
So another interesting thing about when you have a lot of funnels, I have very often have questions about how to better run it with different fun pages, or the same one with different pixel or the same pixel. So I tried to have a look at BetterMe again. So there is a split by fun pages, and flows. And yeah, they have different fun pages. And usually a fun page is being used for some specific topics, like Lacy Fitness. Their top fun page is being used for calisthenics, for wall Pilates, and a little bit for treadmill. And for example, Tori Repa is being
Mm-hmm.
used for chair yoga and nutrition funnels and so on. So, but it's very important to like have a match between the fan page and the funnel because they don't use some generic fan pages. But for example, Lacy Fitness and Tori Repa are like personal pages from some personality from the ambassador.
I noticed that they shifted the ad campaigns from like the from one fan page BetterMe to, for example, to Repo like 2 years ago, something like that. What do you think? Did you notice similar when they started that?
Phew, no, I have no data on it.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely, yeah, a few years ago.
Yeah,
And yes, there are some like ambassadors. For example, Lacy Fitness is their ambassador, and they use their like face and personality and ad creatives and the
yeah.
funnel and fan page, so it works very well. So the same with like Katerina Fitness or Lily Fitness, but it's not so like so powerful, so popular because it looks like
Okay.
Lacy performs very well.
So what's the like just to sum up with the fun pages? What do you think the logic behind that? Why?
I think it's
Uh,
personalization, so it's more personalized when you have this consistency between fan page, funnel, creative. The first thing. Another probably better ad optimization because there is some like learning data on not only on pixel but on ad account and on fan page as well. Probably, I'm not sure.
mhm,
So and again, and also probably it helps to like to avoid some ad fatigue because users see some ads from different pages with different funnels. So you can target the same user with different messages from different pages, and it's better. There is no like overlap for Facebook and for users as well.
mhm. Makes sense. Okay.
Yeah. So regarding pixels, it's the same. They usually use different unique pixel for each topic. But there are some similar topics when they can use and share the same pixel. For example, for calisthenics and gym workout, they use the same set of pixels. For walking and treadmill, same. And I'm not sure why and how they use it, but for some funnels, they use more than one pixel.
Hmm.
So probably they use it for like
What's your
some.
ge- what's your assumption behind that? Like,
There are
for the-
different assumptions. First assumption, so they use some like partners affiliate partners and so on. So they share, they place their own pixel on the same funnel. So this way they can optimize ads simultaneously to different pixels. Probably they split the traffic and like learn each pixel to different signals and different segments. For
Mhm.
example, based on willingness to pay or based on some personal attributes like separate pixel for males, separate pixel for females. But I'm not sure, just
Yeah,
some hypothesis.
yeah. Sounds reasonable. Yeah.
So let's go further because we have a lot of to
We
cover.
have a couple of questions.
Yeah,
Uh, can you please repeat again what AI tools you have used? Is it Cursor AI? Yeah,
Cursor AI, just
Cursor.ai.
for
Yeah.
some like coding, Cursor.ai. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We can send it in follow-up email, so no worries uh, about that. And Victor asks about targeting, but I believe you have
Yeah, let's
another
go to the
insights for
targeting
yeah. Okay.
targeting block right now. So
Mm-hmm.
the next one, what was interesting for me is targeting. So the first one, what we can get from the URL template is targeting by gender, female, male, or some universal targeting. And again, majority of ads are targeting some specific gender, and usually they have specific funnel for that gender. Sometimes they have like universal targeting. For example, for mental health, there is no split and some logic between males and females. They use universal funnels and target everyone. But usually it's either female or male. And for example, wall Pilates is mostly female focused. Calisthenics, they have 50-50 ads for females or males. And so it depends on the funnel, but it's very good strategy to, like, again, for better personalization.
Mm-hmm.
The next,
Yes,
question.
Victor, just let us know if we covered your question or you have.
I have few more slides on targetings as well,
Yeah.
except gender.
Okay. Yeah. Move on.
So the next one, which is also available from the URL naming, what targeting do they use? There is broad targeting or wide. When you don't target, you just allow Meta to optimize and find relevant users. There is interest. We don't know what particular interest they use, but it's not broad. It's some niche targeting and lookalikes. So majority of the market usually do broad targeting, but it's interesting that the share of ads with interest targeting is quite big. So there is definitely big potential for diversification to target some niche interests. Lookalikes, it looks like more like experiments, not big amount of creatives are targeting lookalikes, but interest is very interesting.
Yeah, it's looks like lookalikes are used for fitness. Yeah, only.
For trade meals, probably it's used for some new funnels when you just start and you
Yeah.
want to
Yeah.
season the pixel. Sometimes using lookalike helps you to help Meta to find right audience when you start season the pixel and start launch the funnel.
My assumption was that they had probably a lot of data of fitness related users. Had they have like a huge audience fitness related. Yeah,
Yeah,
and probably they can use that data to optimize the campaigns.
probably yes. Yeah,
Yeah,
because for example for treadmills, so it's some
yeah.
cardio workouts. You need
Mm-hmm.
some users who want to lose weight. So based on their data, you can build an audience of users with high BMI index, for example, and use it
Yeah,
like lookalike, and you just help Meta to better understand what you're looking for at the start. But when the pixel is seasoned, you don't need lookalikes. It's already like inherited to the algorithms.
mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's no more slides on targeting. You can check with Victor if it's covered or not.
Okay, Victor says you mentioned they have funnels for 40 plus. For
Yeah.
example, it means they should use separate campaigns targeted for this particular age.
Uh, Probably yes. I have not seen, like, I have not analyzed it in details.
I think that they have a flow ID. This is something that like a parameter that BetterMe uses for this different segmentation of users. And by this flow ID, you can find
Yeah, you
different
can. It's definitely you can analyze it. So I just
yeah,
have not looked into it. So you can check ads for this flow ID and look
yeah,
in the naming scheme. And I believe that they use age targeting. But usually, if you use some creatives with aged person, Meta knows how to target and who to target. So usually, creative is the targeting. You don't need
hmm
some specific to limit the algorithm. But yeah, it uses like some simple targeting on 40 years old.
They definitely have specific creatives for this audience. For example, for 40 plus, for women, for men. Yeah, and just don't know if they use like just creatives or different campaigns for that.
Yeah. Another topic which we can like also analyze is the optimization strategy. In the naming scheme, there is a code what optimization bidding strategy they use. There is a cost cap, there is low cost optimization, bid cap, multi-bid cost cap, multi-bid cost cap, and multi-bid bid cap, ROAS optimization, high value optimization. So actually, they have very well diversification by all approaches. Usually on the market, low cost is the main bidding optimization, bidding strategy, but only like 15% of all ads using they use low cost. They use cost cap or bid cap a lot. If you combine cost cap, bid cap, multi-bid cap, and multi-cost cap, it will be more than 60% of the creatives, and it's very good insight. To be honest, it looks like
it's not obvious. Yeah, it's not obvious.
It's not obvious, and it works very well. And I've seen this strategy in some other ad accounts and some other products which I'm like advising. So it's working very well right now.
Cool.
So let's go to some like creative part. This part was not covered in the like preliminary Figma which we sent to everyone.
So it's like a bonus.
Yeah, it's like a bonus, and there are many insights here. So
one sec, Kirill, before we jump into creatives, we have a question. What's difference between low cost and high value? It's the same.
Different. So low cost when you optimize the purchases and you are trying to minimize the cost per purchase. High value when you send some value data with purchase and you're optimizing for highest value. Sometimes so like it's different value for each purchase, and algorithm will try to optimize ad delivery to those users who will bring you more value and more LTV. So it's like value optimization. And ROAS is like value optimization, but with the cap. So you are trying to maximize your value, but you have a target on the ROAS.
Yeah, it seems that we need a separate webinar for bidding strategy, because Victor also asks what is multi-bid cap.
Multi-bid cap is when like there are some new methodologies, functionality when you can set different bids for different type of audience. So just not one bid, but different bids, for example, for different age group. And the same with multi-cost cap.
Okay. And Anna asks, could you share, please, the data from what marketing channels was used for the analysis?
It was only Meta. So I parsed the data on Meta. So definitely BetterMe have many more different channels. I don't know like what channels work best for them, but what you can again spy just from developer console, you can check which ad pixels and ad scripts they have on their website. There is TikTok, there is Google, there is Pinterest, there is Bing, there is Reddit, there is Meta. There are many different channels, but we don't know what works better.
Yeah.
But usually Meta is the main channel for everyone, and I hope that for BetterMe as well.
Yeah, so bidding strategy is like very interesting for audience, and we have a couple of questions about that. Let's cover it quickly, if possible. What is multi-bid cost?
I
And
already answered. So it is when you can
okay,
put
okay,
different bids for different audience segment.
yeah. Do you mean setting different bids with a bid multiplier?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
It's a bit multiplier. Yeah. Again, it is how I understood the codes, because it's just MCP or MCC, but based on like my knowledge, I assume that it is multi-bid cost cap and so on.
Okay, great. Let's move on to creatives.
Yeah. So the first question, which was interesting for me, how many creatives they produced. So, and I filtered all data for English language only, because usually you do like many different variations. So I just filtered it out, and I split it by different flow IDs, because again, it's interesting how many creatives I should produce to scale one flow. And for popular flows, in average, they have from 500 to 1,000 unique creatives per month. And what I also tried to understand, what are their like win rate, success rate, how many creatives they test and how many creatives they can scale. So based on European Union data, there is data on reach, so you can check how many creatives have some reach, more than zero, more than 1,000 impressions, more than 10,000 impressions, and so on. For me, creative with more than 100,000 impressions is like top performer, and win rate is 1.5%, which is like a benchmark for the market. Usually, 2% success rate is normal, and yeah, so they operate with these metrics, 5 to 1,000 creators per month, and average success rate is 1.5%. I
Yeah.
did not split it into different funnels. It could be also interesting, but it was too much.
Yeah, we recently had discussions in the community as well that probably around like 1,000 creatives per month is kind of like benchmark for top leading web funnels. So you can take it as a benchmark to succeed with web funnels. You probably need to this kind of volume of
Yeah.
your creative production process. Yeah.
But again, it's just what we extract from the data. Probably it's not whole data. Also, it doesn't mean that these creatives are unique. It includes all variations with hook, with naming. So some unique angles is much like lower, but including all different variations, it's around 5 to 100 to 1,000. Okay, so let's have a look at some top creatives for each big funnel. For each topic, I found creatives with bigger reach and with bigger number of like unique variations. So, and tried to extract some like highlights, some messages, some hooks which are performing well for them. And let's have a look, because there are a lot of similarities between different topics. They use same angles, same messaging, and so on. So let's start with calisthenics male. They have two type of top performers. The first one with UGC video with exercises at the gym. With I'm not sure if I can run it.
Oh, it was yeah. It's playing.
Is there a sound or not playing?
No, just video.
Yeah, okay, but I have a main message over there. So it's like, do this workout every day until February 1st. And there is another strong message which they use everywhere in different topics. if you can do 50 push-ups, then you need this plan. So, and here you just see with the guy exercising at the gym, the same here, with different sound, with different voiceover, but it's same idea. And there is another approach. It is like a call out, which is like, bro, on Monday, January, or on Saturday, February 1st, we are starting the calisthenics or Pilates or yoga challenge. And another strong message: in 1 week you will feel it, in 2 weeks you will see it, in 3 weeks you will form, and so on. They have different visuals for that. There are animations like that, or there are some you just video. It's like in the studio. There is some UGC video on iPhone.
Do you think that's the real actors or AI generated?
No, I think it's still real actors, and there is a disclaimer that is actor portrayal.
Okay,
There are some AI generated, usually hooks. For example, here they have a hook like that, calisthenics for big guys, and then they have the same showreel, the same message.
Okay.
Let's have a look at, for example, females, because they have very similar approach, more AI in hooks. For example, right here. But message is the same. Instead of the bro, there is okay, sis. It's time to go ghost mode, for example, or starting on Monday, we kick off the challenge. And the same message: if you can do 50 push-ups, then you need it. It looks like it's very strong message for the target users. Another AI hook here, but same message after that. Yeah, and there is one more message that they use very often: make it a habit, and 10 minutes every morning until March, and so on. And there is also popular call out, like, we are looking for girls who have not exercised in years, and different variations of it. Okay. And then the same show reel. And there is one more. It's like studio video with a model. I think with this model, this Lacy Fitness, so it's the same personality which they use for funnel, for product, for fan page, and a little bit different message. Girl, 3 months of this, and by June you will be looking fire in the bikini. So it looks like some new trend.
What's the main takeaway you learned that from creatives?
So it's some like hook story, and they iterate. There are some set of strong hooks. There are some set of strong stories. It could be either animation or UGC video or studio video in the gym or at home with exercises. And then you can use different visualization of it. And the same for hook. You can voice over this hook. You can put it like a text. You can put it like a sticker. You can place it on the belly, on the legs, on the butt, and so on. It's more or less same message. It's like call out. And there are few messages like 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. So there is some progression. There is a message about exact date. Let's start on Monday. Let's start on 1st of February or 1st of March. Or something about the habit. Do it every day until March. Do it every day next 3 months and until summer. And they just iterate with different messages, but the structure is more or less the same. So you can a lot of different combinations. And let me show you a few more examples. It's same logic. but for different topics. For example, for
let's do it very quickly, so as we are already running out of time, and we'll.
So it's the same, and here is also same approach, but for World Pilates Challenge, and I think that's it. So we will send this link to everyone, so you can like have a proper look through when you have enough time. And yeah, you can research this data after the webinar.
Yeah, let's do a recap of like the main takeaways here, the main learnings, and then we'll cover all the questions guys just posted in the chat.
Yeah.
Let's.
So main recap is like diversification and personalization is the main like key ingredient for their growth strategy. They diversify everything: topics, localizations, number of creatives, number of different persona segment. It helps them to scale, and huge ad production testing. So for each funnel, for each segment, they don't only diversify by funnels, but they produce a lot of creatives with very small success rates. So it's like numbers game. You do like you never know what creators will perform. So just need right approach and systematic process. And yeah, diversification in everything, in bidding, in targeting, in creatives, and hooks, and so on, and personalization. So it's
kind of like a trend for
everyone.
The last and this year, that more and more companies and top leaders launch new funnels, different segments for different segments. And so, by the way, you can use tools like FunnelFox to build different funnels with like automatically.
So yeah, let's go to some questions. So before we go to the questions, I just ask to send the link. So we will send it like a follow-up by email. So let's also send the link to this Figma in the chat so everyone can save and research later. And there is also a link to the Webfunnels course, which will start at the end of the April. If you want to know how to build the funnel, so you are welcome.
Yeah, definitely. It's like the courses are like the unique, as I mentioned already. There is no like any other frameworks or information educational stuff for this kind of like area, and it's because it's new, and it's not so a lot of expertise and the guys who can share it, and it's your like opportunity to save your time, save your budget for launching the funnels. And of course, you can use the like tool number one for Webfunnels, FunnelFox, to apply all these learnings and apply the new strategies that you can learn. All right, let's cover the questions. And the first question is, when reviewing the campaigns, did you rely on naming patterns within UTM parameters? Already mentioned that. Yeah, it's like UTM parameters. Yeah. Speaking of like the benchmark for testing ad creatives, do you mean all types of ads? Because producing 1,000 videos per month sounds crazy.
All type of ads, yes, but if as you've seen, for majority of their funnels, 95% of ads are videos. So it's videos, but currently there are AI tools which help you to optimize and accelerate this process. So it's not unique angles. There are many variations with different hooks, with different stories, so you can just produce a lot of combinations.
So it could be, it could be half of them like distinct concepts. Yeah, with different variations of the funnel or creatives. Sorry. Okay. Another question: could you have confused the naming of the campaign structure with the naming of the buyer who launched this campaign?
What do you mean? So that if buyer did some mistake, definitely, I've confused. I just based it on namings data. Sometimes naming is a little bit, it's not so like properly structured because there are mistakes. So using again some AI tools and scripts, I made it more like homogeneous, filtered some mistakes and so on. Definitely, there are some like discrepancies and not 100% accuracy, but trends, I'm pretty sure, same.
Yeah, so you cannot be like 100% sure that it's like the exact the same way. Yeah, but you can see and you can notice a strong pattern in the structure of campaigns. So for getting some insights, I think it's more than like reliable thing to generate your hypothesis and your experiments with that instead of doing it from scratch or from like I don't know from nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Is it possible to extract flows from the adhere tool?
Uh,
I don't know
that
what
means
means
like how
flows.
to find some flows in Adherd. If I like understand this question this way, it's difficult, but yeah, you can again use this search by text in URL, and BetterMe use this page generated text in the URL. If you look for example, onboarding, or for the keyword step, or for the keyword quiz, you will definitely find a lot of different funnels because usually developers don't uh, produce some unique names and they put something like onboarding step one, quiz, and so on, survey. Just use for these keywords and you will see a lot of different funnels in Adhere to in Tiger or Facebook Ads Library.
Yeah. Thank you. Alexander Bolshov asks, "Hi Sasha, do you have data on how long do ads run, top performance versus average?"
Mm, I don't have. So you can try to extract it from this data, but I'm not sure that it will be like very accurate. Based on this European Union data, you can do it like more accurate because it tracks everything. But based on the methodology, like how spy services work, it's very difficult. So it's I believe uh, in the data about when the creatives first appeared in spy services, but for how many days it exists, it's not very reliable because sometimes you can just put it into the campaign in AAA, so it have very low reach. Sometimes it gets one impression, and it will appear in spy services like evergreen running ad, but it does not mean that it spends a lot of budget. So no, I don't have this data.
Yeah. Another question from Yulia. Do you know examples of web to app funnels in gaming verticals, such as casual games or shooters, etc.?
Still no.
It's
I'm
sticky. It's
still
sticky. Yeah.
waiting for some game developers who want to
Actually,
invest into web funnels. What I've seen, there are some apps, uh, something like game, and not only game, something between game and interactive story, for example, or something between game and dating and AI characters. There are funnels in this niche. I believe that for some games, quiz funnel is like it's very easy to adapt, but it will be some problem with monetization because usually there is some in-app monetization in apps, so there is no subscription. So you should adapt the quiz to in-app monetization. So it definitely should work, but you should invest a lot and invent a lot because no one to copy. But I'm still waiting for these cases.
Yeah, I have some insights and ideas. Julia, just text me in LinkedIn or any other channels, and I'll be happy to discuss that. It's a very interesting topic. Okay, are there any benchmarks on your experience on the successful creative in terms of number or conversions? Any
Benchmarks
benchmarks?
means success rate, or
Success rate or metrics of creatives and stuff like that.
so these insights are very like similar to my experience in terms of number of ads which you should produce, in terms of success rate. So success rate depends. It depends on what you iterate. If you iterate like test different iterations of top performers, you will have 10% success rate. If you test a lot of new angles and approaches, you will definitely have lower success rate, but long term it's more stable, because at some stage top performer will burn out, so you should replace it. So in average it's like from 2 to 5%, but depends on what you test, if it's unique or not, if it's based on top performers or some market references or some new like inventions. So it's like a range from 1% to 5%. It's a good benchmark for success rate.
Thank you. Quick question. In your opinion, for effective creative testing, is it necessary to test each creative across every variation of the funnel? Or is that too expensive? There is a smarter way to approach it.
I think it's too expensive. So, but there are different approaches how to test creatives, how to mix it with funnels. So I think that there is some like universal funnel which they use for testing, and then it depends on the creative, because you should like match creative with the funnel. You don't need to test this creative for every funnel. You just can do testing on some top performing funnel in the same like topic. But yeah, there are many approaches. So in our like masterminds on the course, we usually discuss which approach different companies use for testing, for optimization, for scaling. So Facebook is different for everyone. There are many different approaches.
I was about to say that it's one of the most popular questions that we discuss in our masterminds. And it depends basically. So if you launch the web funnel for new segment with like to the new audience, it makes sense to create a separate funnel with a separate set of creatives. All right. Is it possible to estimate cost per user BetterMe spend? What do you think?
No.
Yeah.
Difficult.
It's tricky.
Again, it depends. There are some sources of data on like not on LTV, on revenue, which sometimes you can get from the market for some companies. I'm not sure but for BetterMe. So there is some analytics on transactions from Visa, from MasterCard, on merchant level, and sometimes you can get some knowledge about the LTV, and then you can try to estimate cost of acquisition from some ROAS estimate, something like that. But again, it's just guessing. No data for exact numbers.
Yeah. So we have a couple of more questions. Let's cover them and wrap it up. Yeah. How to join private Webfunnels Club without buying the course?
It depends what you name the private Webfunnels Club. So we have different like communities. There is one community when you just join the course, and there is one more which are still in beta. When we just there is no course, but there are masterminds only, and it is for players with marketing spent on web funnels with more than $500,000 per month. So if you spend a lot on web funnels and want to exchange your knowledge, just let us know. Write me in DM, and we will send you invitation to this private club.
Yeah, but easier way is just to join the course, and
Yeah.
For course participants also, we have special terms for Funnel Fox, by the way. So keep in mind that you can get Funnel Fox as well. Okay. Did you see BetterMe use different domain for, or they include different funnel within one unit?
Yeah, there are different domains. So if you have a look at this data, and the first slide with top funnels, they have different domain names. So usually they have different domain for the topic, like for Pilates, for calisthenics. But usually they have like the naming. The technology works this way. If you just change the flow ID, it will work with any domain name. So you can use any domain name. The most important is flow ID.
Okay. What are the benchmarks on finishing web to app funnels? What are the drop-offs? Good, bad? You can download our web to app guide. But Funnel Fox team, can you please drop the link in the chat so we can share it? Follow-up. What do you consider success for ad performance? Like 10% of creatives get 80% of sales or something like that?
It's more or less like that. But again, it depends on how much you invest into new angles and creative testing. If you found just one winning concept and don't iterate a lot, then like 95% of your sales will be from this creative. If you test more creative, so it will be more diversified. And the right strategy is try to diversify, to have more different angles, more different winning ads, not to rely just on one concept.
Yeah. Okay, cool. The last question for today. When you start a new funnel, new topic, what's the normal conversion rate from the first screen to second screen? And what do you do what you do to increase conversion to second screen from 30 to at least 40%?
Yeah, usually we don't work with that conversion rate from first to second screen. It does not matter, because usually it does not like a function of the web funnel. It's more like a
Depends
function of
on traffic,
and targeting. So we usually operate with the overall conversion rate. Yeah, we should ensure that there are like technically everything is correct. There are no drop-offs because of some technical reason, but 30% churn or conversion means that you are attracting users with low intent to start the quiz. And it's very difficult to change the first screen to create this increase the motivation to start the quiz. Just targeting, change the creative, or probably it's okay to have this 30% if it depends on the cost of this traffic. Sometimes it's cheap traffic and it's okay. So we don't.
But average benchmark is 50%. It's quite
It's
good.
50%. Yeah, but for static ad, it could be 30%. For UGC video, it could be 70%. So it depends a lot, and you can change it just by changing creative with the same funnel.
Yeah. Okay, thank you very much, Kirill. It's very insightful, guys. Thank you very much for joining us. I hope you enjoyed it and found it useful, and you got a lot of inspiration for your experiments and for your funnels. Yeah, it was great. Really appreciate it, Kirill. It's really
Thank you.
unique.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, guys. Bye.
Bye.